Chain him boil a cup of tea. Give thanks and praise to the Almighty. Cause it's a sunny day, sunny day, sunny day. The sun is shining through. The sun can shine brighter, it can be cloudy, but it's up to you. The sun is shining through, let it shine through you.
Yes, indeed, on a Saturday evening in Saturday Atlanta here, you're into to Jamaican Explosion, and it's good to be with you this evening. Okay, hey, look who we got back with us this week, none other than Mr. Hotlanta happening. Nadine herself, how you doing, Nadine?
I am good. I am good. Atlanta's starting getting hot again. There's so many activities lined up coming up, guys. You've all just got to get out and have some fun. Some are for kids, some are not, but there's so much to do.
Yes, indeed. It looks like the springtime is in full time, and if folks just getting out there. And I saw somebody climbing Stone Mountain this morning.
I
Getting
know,
there.
I know. I've been wanting to do that forever. And so
Wow.
I felt so good that I was able to get that in. Oh my God, I can check
Oh,
my bucket list off.
I love that phrase. I love that phrase. It's not how long I take to get there, but it's that I get there. I love
Yep,
that.
yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Miley Cyrus, all in the climb, not how fast you get there.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, we got quite a show planned this evening. Of course, later on this evening, I think Mr. Garfield has got the down at the the uniform thing going. All right, the school uniform.
Yes, yes, yes. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry I'm not going to be able to be there because I'm going to have to step up for next year and get my uniform and tie and stuff
Well,
because it's the high school jammings. It's going to be at the front page. It starts at 8 p.m. and it's $45. So I hope someone kicks Casey off. I hope some other school gets that award. Casey's been holding it for too long.
okay, all right. Well, they kind of got the thing cornered. Actually, I tried on my Titchfield thing and it was too tight, so I said,
You could do a Boise thing. Remember Boise with him short pants and
oh,
you would have steal the show, Pastor Ra.
oh, yes, indeed. Oh, yeah. Hey, guess what? We got quite a show planned for you this evening, and the background sound as we got started was none other of Mr. Peter Scott. And guess what? We got him right in the studios with us tonight. We're going to start off with him tonight, but let's hear a little bit more from Mr. Peter Scott as we get started this afternoon here, 5:03. This is Jamaican
The
Explosion.
sun can shine brighter, it can be cloudy, but it's up to you. I grab my keys and I head right out the door. I'm glad my feet on steps are ordered by the Lord. While I was out, I saw a homeless family who had a sign that said they had no food to eat. No space to judge, I blessed them just like God blessed me. Cause it's a sunny day, sunny day, sunny day, the sun is
Hey,
shining
Mr. Peter
through.
Scott, how you doing, sir? Welcome to Jamaican
I'm blessed.
Explosion. Hey,
I'm blessed. I'm blessed.
okay, yes, it's a sunny day. It's a sunny day. It's a sunny day. I love that line, sir. Welcome. Wow. Wow. Good to have you all the way from what, Chicago?
Yeah. South Holland, right outside of Chicago. Yep.
Yeah. Are you in Chicago right now?
Well, South Holland is like a suburb of Chicago, but I'm
Oh,
born
yeah.
and raised in Chicago, and I just moved out to the suburbs.
Okay, really. So we are actually Metro Atlanta. We are not really in Atlanta. Well, I'm not really in Metro Atlanta. I'm in Lawrenceville, and Miss Atlanta, she's in Mapleton. So it's the same kind of thing. We just equate the name. That's
Right.
that's yeah. Okay, very good. Well, it's good to have you here with us today. And I understand Patimar music, and I had an opportunity to have Universe at my other show on Tuesday night, and oh boy, what a rhythm that light-hearted rhythm that she created, huh? Uh,
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
she is that is a original rhythm, right? It's original,
Hmm.
never been used before.
Right.
Wow, it is something else. And we understand that on May 19th, uh, everyone will be in town because it will be an album release,
Yes.
and yourself will be on that album doing your version of the light-hearted, your contribution to the light-hearted rhythm. But tell us a little about yourself, Mr. Peter Scott, as far as the music is concerned.
Well, I've been doing music since I was little. I started off doing rap, but music was always inside of our veins, inside of our DNA, inside of our blood. So once I knew or figured out that I could sing, it just took off from there. And with Tamara, she's like right under me. You know, we always used to sing together, stuff like that, and
Yes.
just been singing ever since. Just been making music, producing stuff like that.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So you said you were born and raised there. How did you get into this reggae thing? Or you just urban?
Well, well, okay. So here, let me switch mode. So I switch. So true, my family them born in Jamaica and them born in a
Ah,
Spanish town. So
all right.
so a long time I did not do the reggae music and things like that. But so me sing the song them and I saw it go, man. So it go.
All right. All right. All right. All right.
Switch. So I switch back. You know. So you can cut it off, cut it off. So
Uh,
yeah, I grew up in a house of with my family who's
yeah.
Jamaican from Spanish Town. My mother born in Spanish Town, father,
Yeah.
grandmother, great grandmother, all of them. So
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
yeah,
So
so we sing
yeah,
the
yeah,
Jamaican songs.
yeah, yeah, man. We just
Oh yes, definitely, 100%. Both sides of the bloodline, hundred
yeah.
Right.
percent.
So, Peter, why gospel? Because there's so much genre in reggae. Why gospel? What pulled you to that?
Excellent question. So I never wanted to do gospel because flesh wise, I was like, nah, it's not popular. Nobody's really into gospel.
Mhm.
Nobody really want to hear that. They don't play it. However, since my grandmother was a bishop and I grew up in church
Mhm.
and I was 1 foot in, 1 foot out, meaning, yes, I'm saved, but I like to do the things of the world. This was
Yeah.
back then. But with the
Mhm.
Holy Spirit and you hearing from God, He always is tugging at my heart. I want you to do gospel. I want you to sing for me. I want you to preach my word. So I'm
Yes.
like,
Yes. Yes.
uh, okay, but I want you to preach. Okay, yes, Lord. Okay, so I had to surrender. Once
Uh.
I did, that was the best decision I ever made. And gospel music can hit home better than any other music can because it's one thing to sound good, but when you have an anointing, not only does it change the dynamic and perspective of how a person's feel, but it
Mhm.
alters and project their lifestyle and their life to greater measures. And it can encourage people, it can lift them up, it can take them out of the depths, it can do so many things that a regular song can't. So
Mhm.
not only is it life changing and powerful, but it can impact somebody's destiny for the best. So yeah, I'm glad I do gospel music. I'm able to lift people up and just change their lives by the message and just let the Holy Spirit lead me as I do whatever it is you want me to do.
Your
Wow.
grandma must be so proud of you. I could see evangelistic side of you coming out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes. Oh, wow. Wow. So you just have decided that I'm gonna go gospel because that's what the Lord is telling me to do.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be obedient to that. And sure enough, once you're obedient, He's gonna produce.
Oh
He's
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
produce in you.
definitely.
He's gonna make you profitable. He's gonna do what He has to do. You put yourself in a position to be used, so He's gonna use you. And I could see Him using you on the rhythms right here. Tell us a little bit about different albums that you have done, records that you have done. So myself and Nadine, could go look you up and so forth like that, or the audience
Sure.
that
So
matter. Hmm.
the latest album that I have out is called Back to the Kingdom. It's
Hmm.
been here. It's called Back to the
Mhm.
Kingdom.
Okay.
Amazing album. I find out there's people literally all over the world that's streaming it, which is wonderful. It has 17 tracks on there. Tongues
Hmm.
Anthem. I don't know if you ever heard of a tongues anthem before. It's a track that's strategically just speaking in tongues, and it's just amazing. Then you have a track called Holy Spirit, Come
Yeah,
into My
yeah.
Heart, Open Up Your Heart. Philippians 4, which is everybody's favorite, Philippians 4. The
Hmm.
remix with Tamara. Honor You, Righteous in Your Sight, Never
Hmm.
Let You Down, or Never Let Your Heart Be Troubled.
Yeah.
Room in My Kingdom, Thank You, Wash My Sins Away, I'm Covered, Walk in the Light, and Pray for the City. So those are some awesome, amazing songs, and I get a lot of feedback on those. It could be found anywhere where music is sold online. It's called "Back to the Kingdom" by Peter Scott.
So how many collaborations you have on the album?
I have two. One with Tamara and another from a guy. His name is Xavier Maritre.
Wow.
So two for this one. Yeah.
Peter,
Yeah.
I heard something about you. I heard you're very inspirational, and I
Yes.
heard that you have encouraged many in their career.
Uh-huh.
This universe told me that you're the one that got her into to just going out there and presenting our talent out there. So tell me a little bit about that. Tell me a little bit about that.
All right. Well, she's my cousin. I don't know if she let y'all know, but she's my little cousin. And I started out singing first.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Back then, I didn't know this, but maybe it's just an anointing that I have. Not only a gift, but anointing that I have that can
Hmm.
draw what's inside of people out and let them use their gifts and cultivate it for God. And I've done that with a lot of people because I do produce. I do jingles for corporations and companies. I've done one for McDonald's. I've done one for a lawyer firm here in Chicago.
Hmm.
But back to the Camille thing, we used to always sing. So I say, no, Camille, that's not how you do it. Harmonize with me. So I'm gonna say, ooh, and you say, ooh, and then we bring it together, and it just sounds so good. And she just took it from there and just took off. And she's so amazing with her gift and talent. So
Yeah.
that's how it was. And she's writing songs, and I critique her. Sometimes I make fun of her and tease her like, no, that doesn't make any sense at all. You gotta do that over. But
Yeah.
she's mastered it when it comes to writing songs and just singing.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Do you write your own songs or
Yes, yes, definitely. I love writing, so it definitely comes from the Holy Spirit. I write it, and most people are like, "Wow, man, that's amazing. I love that." But you'll see if you listen to the album, you'll hear it. You'll love it.
Hmm. Okay, and I think you got some chats going on with your thanks, cuz.
Oh, that's commission. Well,
She need you some
Fatamar music?
Tamar. I think that's Mr. Universe saying thanks,
yeah,
cuz.
yeah,
Oh yes, 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 yes. Okay, yeah, and that's good though that when the Lord has gifted us
hmm
with a gift, I use the word gift because I think gifting works different from a talent.
right,
Yeah, because you have talented people that are not gifted.
right.
Yeah, but when you're gifted now, you're able to just do it because the Lord has placed that into you for kingdom work. And when you
hmm
use it now to encourage others to get others started in the business or to pass it along, that is such a blessing. So I want to just commend you on that. Okay, all
Thank you,
right.
thank you. Praise
So
God, thank you.
Peter, I know you're gonna tell me you don't know which one, but which one of those tracks is actually your favorite? And what were your thoughts when you were writing that?
Mm-hmm.
Philippians 4 and pray for the city. So when I went to Jamaica, first of all, Philippians 4 is the song to go, whatsoever is lovely, whatever is pure, think on these things. If there be any virtue, if there be any praise, think on these things. Whatsoever is true, I'm trying to tell you to think on these things.
All right.
Whatsoever is honest, whatever is just, think on these things. And then it goes into the verse. That's my favorite. Also, pray for the city. That one was inspired by a close friend of ours, almost relative, who was killed in front of his house.
Wow.
And if you notice, well, in Jamaica, they call them bad man. But whenever somebody shoot, the first thing they do is run. So it starts off saying bad enough to pull the trigger, but coward enough
Mm,
to run. Since you're
wow.
so bad enough to pull the trigger, why don't you wait there till the cops come? So,
Mm.
and it goes into more depths of, the violence. It speaks on the violence in different communities, not only but Chicago, but nationwide. And it's called Pray for the City. That's my second favorite. So it'll be those two are my top two favorite of the album.
Okay, and let me just say this because you got quite a people plugged into the Mr. Francis Morgan. You're on the wrong. You're at the right show, but it's a YouTube link that you need to log in on. It's Stephanie. You're on the right show, but you have to log on to my YouTube link, not the show link, but the YouTube link, because you're not a guest on the show, but you're viewing the show through through YouTube, and that's where you could talk with us on the screen today. Okay, so Francis Morgan Jr., glad to have you. If you just get the YouTube link and go on into the YouTube link, then you're able to chat to us. He said, "That's my guy. Always proud of you, Peter." So he's saying that, but he's down. Okay,
Thanks, man. I appreciate you. Thanks.
okay, and Stephanie, you need to get onto the YouTube link too. Okay,
That's my sister. Stephanie is my sister, my one
okay,
and only.
okay, all right. Okay, so did I send a YouTube link to you? Okay,
To
so
me,
they don't have the YouTube link. That's what it is. All right.
probably not. I don't have it. I don't have a YouTube link.
Okay. All right. So they could hang out here just for a second. Okay. But here's a question here that I see. You see it, Nadine?
Yeah, where did you get your love for the Lord? Your walk in Christ impacts me till this day. I
Oh,
never knew your story as close as we are.
so that's Camille. So my love for the Lord,
Mm-hmm.
it definitely started with growing up. I was always different, you know, so just set apart. Not to my own horn, but I think it was weird. I would say that it was weird, but not knowing that it
Mm-hmm.
was just a calling and a path that God wanted me to take as a young child. I
Mm-hmm.
was the weird one, the one that did awkward things. But I used to love looking at God books. I love the illustrations, looking at
Mm-hmm.
Jesus. It was this picture of him knocking on a building, knocking on a door. And I just was fascinated by those things and grew up looking at the clouds and just looking
Mm-hmm.
at, wow, I wonder how far heaven is.
Mm-hmm.
All of this was just maybe just him preparing me for who and what I am today. But I
Oh,
always loved him. I really can't explain how and when it started. Maybe it was just always there. And as I grew, it grew.
mm-hmm.
Although sometimes we stray away when we want to do our own thing as teenagers, but he
Mm-hmm.
always not that I always wanted to follow his voice and
Mm-hmm.
just be led by him. So the love was always there. It just grew day by day, I can say.
I see you have the right name, Peter, one of his disciples. So you were already chosen.
So it's funny. So is my name's actually Delroy Peter Scott, because you know Delroy is a Jamaican name. I hated the name Delroy growing up because of how it sounded, not knowing that the enemy didn't want me to walk into my purpose and destiny. So Delroy means the king, right? Peter,
Mm-hmm.
we know, means rock.
Mm-hmm.
Scott means of the king. So my full name is the king who's a rock of the king, you know? So I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so me. So matter of fact, I just love royalty. I even have this little crown thing right here that I keep on my monitor. And I have another one here. I love everything like kingdom. I love kingdom music. I love kingdom teachings. I love the gospel of the kingdom. That's why my album is called Back to the Kingdom. Everything just flows with the name that the Lord has given me from birth. Delroy, the king who is of the king.
But that is so powerful, and it's glad that you researched it and can embrace it, because a lot of kids, they shy away from their name and what their destiny and their calling. So
Yeah,
it's great that you have embraced yours, and now you're like the king, and I have
right,
the
right.
crown
I
to
love it.
prove it.
I just love it. So now, you know, I just go by Delroy. But here, this is my singing name, I guess you could say, because I've always went with Peter Scott when it came to music and songs. So I just stuck with it.
Okay. Wow. Wow. All right then. So do seeing that you well, seeing that you have the switch.
Yes, yes, yes.
You have the switch, right?
Yeah.
You ever thought about well, it's actually kind of R&B ish, you know. Uh, you have I'm listening into your voice on the
Mhm.
rhythm, and it's not necessarily it just fits. It
Right,
just
right, right, right.
You know what I'm saying? So I can't say it's Jamaican. I can't say it's R&B. It just fits the rhythm.
Mhm. I I get that a lot when I talk to people, and then
Yeah,
sometimes it come out, you know, like talk or how you doing, something like that. You know, they're like,
yeah.
where you from? I'm like, what you get a Jamaican accent? They're like, yeah, I know it's something. Well, okay, yeah, it's just I don't know, it's just mingled up in there. But you know, I cut it off and
Pastor, can you give us a little bit more, Peter?
Yeah,
Or for those just joining who
yeah,
haven't heard him yet?
yes,
oh
yeah.
the Jamaican dialect.
No, your song.
Don't fret
Oh
because
yeah.
it's alright.
Hold on, Peter. I think Peter wanted to give us in Jamaican style.
Oh well,
I was
go
messing
on, play the music, brethren. Play the music, pastor. Play the music.
up. We saw you already, right?
I
Don't
hit that.
because it's alright. sunny days. Oh, sunny days. The sun still shines on me and you. I wake up in the morning and I
There you go. There you
smile.
go.
'Cause I don't have to fret on yesterday at all. I got out of bed and then I brush my teeth. Went to the kitchen and boil a cup of tea. Give thanks and praise to the Almighty. 'Cause it's a sunny day, sunny day, sunny day. The sun is shining through. The sun can shine brighter, it can be cloudy, but it's up to you. The sun is shining through.
Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. The Patama rhythm. It's called a lighthearted. With us this evening, we have none other than Mr. Peter Scott with us in the studios, Jamaican Explosion Studios this evening. Yes, Mr. Peter, I hear the Jamaican come out. When you
Right, right, right. Yeah,
I,
yeah.
I heard it when I heard him say a cup of tea, because
yeah,
you know we
Right,
Jamaicans, we love that cup of tea.
yeah,
right, right. Every morning we wake up, first thing we eat, drink a cup of tea or the Milo. One of the two.
tell me, Peter, are you actually going to be in town on May 19th?
Yes, I just booked my flight yesterday, so I will be
Okay,
there.
okay. All right. So, of course, that's going to be the Light Art and Rhythm launch, and that's going to be taking place on May the
19.
19th. It's a rhythm release. That means it's an album release. That means there's quite a few artists that's going to be on the rhythm that night. And
Right,
it's going to be an album. So these singles have already been released singly, but now it's coming all. It's all coming together on an album.
right.
Correct? Okay. All right.
That's
So
correct.
therefore, ladies and gentlemen, I want everybody to know this is the place to be on May 19th, Star Vision International Event Center, 941 South Main Street, Northeast Conyers, Georgia. Okay, so I want to see everybody come out on that evening and check out none other than Mr. Peter
I'll
himself.
send
We're
you the
looking
link.
forward to that one. We're looking
What
forward to that
time
one.
does it start?
Okay, I believe
Peter,
it's.
do you know?
Go ahead.
Yeah, she should be posting that up there. That I don't have the details to what time it start. I'll just be there. I think she's gonna post that
Yeah,
on there.
I think I have a flyer
Camera.
down there somewhere that I put. I think it starts at 9 o'clock. If Miss Universe is
Mhm.
going to put that in the chat for us in a second,
And it's
right?
also on
Okay.
Facebook on her page,
7:30.
7:30.
7:30.
7:30.
Okay, so 7:30. Okay, nice and early, so everyone could come out and get your praises on. We're looking
Yeah,
forward to
yeah.
getting your praises on. Just having a good time that evening. Okay, so Peter, how was the family? Do you have a family
Yes,
or
yes.
yes?
The family as well. I'm married. I've been married for 18 years so far. I know
Okay,
I don't look it. I have four miracle babies, a
yeah.
9-year-old,
Yeah.
7-year-old, 5-year-old, and one daughter named
Wow.
Jasmine. She's 2.
Oh wow. Oh
So
wow.
how they came, real quick. They're a testimony. We dealt with infertility for almost 8 years, and
Yeah.
then it took us 3 years to even have the first child because we
My
kept
God.
having miscarriages back to back to back. And God
Hmm.
just do what He does best. And
Hmm.
every other year, we just kept having children, and almost at the same exact time. The
Hmm.
time when we miscarried is the time He caused us to conceive, and we brought
My,
forth children. So now we have a ministry where we minister to people all around the world who's dealing with infertility, who needs encouragement. It's called Pregnancy by Faith. So we're able to
wow.
be that light, beacon, word, and example of God's faithfulness to people around the world that's dealing with infertility or who's trying to conceive or who may have lost children or a child.
Wow.
Wow. What a testimony.
Yeah,
What a
indeed
testimony.
it is.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. You're a blessed man, bless. Yeah,
Yes,
but
thank you, thank you.
sometimes those trials and those are just there to just get us in a position that when we do receive, we will appreciate.
Yes,
Yes.
definitely.
So I praise God for that, and I praise God that the Lord has opened up the wombs, and I've blessed you with how many? You said four. Oh my
Or,
God!
Yeah. Yep. For
Oh,
without the test, there wouldn't be a testimony,
yeah,
Peter.
come on.
So
yeah, that's true.
Oh, no. All right, So yes, but Peter, I look forward to having you in the area that evening, and I know it's going to be a wonderful show. I know of some of the artists that are going to be on the show that evening, and it's just going to be a total praise the Lord party. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so want to thank you for stopping by here this evening and just kicking it with us this evening. And what about up there in where you're from? Are are you having shows in that area, or
Um,
any upcoming
if
shows?
they if they have like different poetry sets, I have friends that does poetries, and sometimes I'll go out and then I'll perform some of
Hmm.
my songs or singles if they invite me. But
Hmm.
yeah, I do perform from time to time. I act as well. I do like commercials, advertisement for companies, and yeah, like TV shows and stuff like that.
So, Peter, before you go, I just want to go back a little bit. Can you leave our audience with one word of encouragement or inspiration for those persons who may be experiencing infertility? Something that, allowed you and your wife to make it through those challenging times. If you could just leave us with that one word or something.
Sure, yeah, definitely. One of the things that sticks out and still stick out to me today is the scripture that says, "Hope deferred makes the heart sick." But
Mm,
when the desire comes, it's a tree of life. Not if the desire comes, but when, because it
well,
will. Now, most people they get tired in the waiting period. But I hear you, Holy Spirit. Just like before we
mm,
started, I was
yeah.
in the waiting room. It
Mm,
doesn't mean I was going to stay in the waiting room.
come
It
on
was
now.
an appointed time before you presented me to your audience. Although I was in the waiting room, everyone see me now. It's just like that with their hopes, their dreams, their callings, and the people that's trying to conceive. You're just in the waiting room. Even Jesus himself had to come at the appointed time, because the Bible says, "At the appointed time, Christ became made flesh." So it's just an appointed time. So don't get dismayed. Don't worry. You're a human. If you get sad, that's fine. But just don't stay there. Don't simmer there like the oxtail them. Just get ready because your time is coming.
Wow, what a word. What a word, what a word, what a word. You see, sometimes all it needs, you don't need a long sermon in it. Sometimes you just have to just say it in a few words. That
That's
was
right.
that was a message right there, at appointed time. It's,
Yes.
it's at the appointed time, So, wow. Yeah, it's just been a pleasure having you with us this evening. And
Thank you. It's been a pleasure being here. Thank you for having me.
and I know we're gonna have you back again. As you get your hits released
Right.
and you get different hits. So just don't be afraid to call Pastor Rob up or Nadine up and say,
I
hey,
got your email now, so I'm definitely
ah,
going to email you.
yes, indeed. So, wow, it's just been a pleasure to have you this evening, and we look forward to having you back here on Jamaican Explosion again. Okay, and yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining us, it's 5:28, and we had Peter Scott, and he's from Chicago, and
Yes.
if you is on the light-hearted rhythm. Uh, uh, and he'll be here in the Atlanta area, well, in the Metro Atlanta area on May 1924, doing his version is of the light-hearted rhythm, his song on the light-hearted rhythm. What's the name of your song on the rhythm, Peter?
Sunny days.
Sunny Days. Oh, so
Yes.
we added to Sunny
Even
Days.
when it's cloudy, you got a sunny day. But it's up to you.
Oh, my God, my God. Yeah. Peter, you're such it's such a pleasure. And
Thank you. Thank you.
we want to invite you back at a different time again. And for right now, we're going to have you go out and just a little bit more of your song. So,
Looking forward to meeting you on May 19th, Peter.
oh,
Yeah, you're going to be there?
yeah. As a matter of fact,
Excellent.
I am the MC for the evening,
All
Peter.
right. Good, good, good. Looking forward to meeting you as well.
Yeah, so I'll be there. Yeah, I might just carry Lady in along as a co-MC.
Right.
Yes, indeed. But it's very good. Okay, so we're gonna leave out with a little Mr. Peter Scott here and go get into our next guest, Audrey Cameron, in a couple of a minute or two. Okay, Peter, thank you, sir. God bless
Thank
you.
you for having me.
It's
Nice
been
meeting you all. Thank you.
a pleasure, sir.
You too. God bless.
The sun sun can shine brighter, it can be cloudy, but it's up to you. I grab my keys and I head right out the door. I'm glad my feet on steps are ordered by the Lord. While I was out, I saw a homeless family who held a sign that said they had no food to eat. No space to judge, I blessed them just like God blessed me. Cause it's a sunny day, sunny day, sunny day, the sun is shining through. The sun can shine brighter, it can be.
Yes, indeed. It's a sunny day right here in the Atlanta area, Metro Atlanta area. And I have coming up for you a beauty queen, a very intelligent young lady that was actually queen of last year's. We're going to get it clear for you. A cultural ambassador, Miss Jamaica Festival Queen 2023. And we have the pleasure of having her on Jamaican Explosion this evening. And I'm going to go ahead and bring her on stage right now. Okay, here she is. Here she is. How you doing, Audrine Cameron? How are you today?
Hello, I'm doing great. How are you?
Okay, doing good, 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 good. Before, as you come on, how was the Jamaican weather?
It's hot. It's terribly hot right now. But
Uh,
overall, Jamaican weather is absolutely amazing, but it's very hot at the moment.
okay,
I
so
love your smile. Oh my God, I can see why you're such a great ambassador. That smile.
Thank you.
okay, wow. So, Audrine, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so as you have just mentioned, I am the reigning Miss Jamaica Festival Queen 2023. I am someone who has just always been very interested in giving back to my country, someone who has always been very interested in helping others, being a voice for other persons, someone who is a creative. And consider myself a jill of all trades. I have several talents. I am a dancer, I am a singer, I write, I do creative writing, I I love drama. So I really love the creative arts. I am
Mm-hmm.
also somebody who loves teaching. I'm an entrepreneur. I have my own tutoring business. And I am an aspiring law student in my first year of studies at the Norman Manley Law School,
Mm-hmm.
about to sit my first set of bar exams. And overall, I'm just someone who is just very passionate about several things, someone who is very caring, loving, thoughtful, and just very eager to help change the world.
Okay. So you are the reigning Miss Jamaica Festival Queen for 2023, but
That's
to be Jamaican Festival Queen, you had to come from a parish. Tell us about the parish that you came from.
all right. So I am from the historical first capital of Jamaica, the lovely Spanish town, but within the parish of St. Catherine. And I I'm just absolutely in love with St. Catherine. Being the first capital of the nation, it boasts a lot of historical sites. It's just absolutely beautiful. It's an amazing place. We've had several amazing persons come from Spanish Town. We've had, for example, Coffee. Um, the reggae singer, and we've even had some great footballers, for example, Khadija Bonisha. So St. Catherine's is a beautiful place, an amazing place to be. Also
Yeah.
boasts some of the artifacts and some of the homes for one of our indigenous groups, the Tainos. And so I'm in love with my parish. That's why it was the first episode. It's beautiful.
So,
Okay.
Audrey, as your first year student, you are valedictorian at UWI. You
Mm.
were Miss St. Catherine Festival, student leader, Jamaica
Oh
Festival.
my.
Where do you find the time to balance all of this?
When I find the answer to that, I'll let you know. But I just love a lot of things, and it comes with the territory to want to do all of those things. And I believe that I've been gifted in a lot of areas, and so I've just had natural inclinations to do different things. So once you love something, you make the time for it, and that's the truth. So when you're someone like me that loves a million things, you will find the time to do the million things. It just means sometimes you have to focus on one set of things, and then another time you focus on another set of things. That's just how life works. But it's really just finding the balance, because you know that you love many things, and you want to be able to give as much of yourself to these different areas as you can.
So that's why I was wondering. Law is so demanding. You have to be reading so much. So I was like, how can you prioritize which one,
Yeah.
versus your studies?
It really comes down to time management, and time management is not magic. It's really just having the discipline and the perseverance, and I think that's the reason that I've been able to do a lot of things. So for instance, I will spend my morning studying. I go to school. If I have an event, I'll be leaving school to go to that event. If I have time in transit to that event, I'm studying. When I get home, I take a little time to rest, spend time with my family, back to the books, and the cycle continues. So it's just that it's a lot at times, but it really comes down to remembering what you believe your purpose is. It comes down to finding that drive and that passion within yourself, and ensuring that you commit to being able to see yourself succeed. So it really has just been tremendous discipline, even when I don't feel motivated, even when I'm exhausted. It's perseverance, because there's an end goal, and your why, if your why is strong enough and powerful enough, it will take you through the end.
If
Wow.
if you don't mind, can you share your age? Because you got a lot of wisdom. So we have to know how old you are to go with all that wisdom.
I'm just 22.
Wow. Pastor Rob, were you that disciplined at 22?
Oh no, oh no, no, no. She's obviously very extraordinary person to be handling all of those things. And we learned something, Nadine, from her today. She said it's all about time management. We all have to do better at that, to managing our time in a way. And your book on time management is going to sell off.
I know at 22, I was not that focused. I was more into partying. I was not that
Wow.
focused.
I think
Yeah.
it also comes down to personalities as well, because
Hmm.
I just have always been, so to speak, a nerd. I've always loved learning. I have always been interested in learning more. And so my interests were always related to school. So
Hmm.
it does also come down to your personality and the things that you're just naturally more interested in. So that's
Hmm.
helped me a lot.
Okay. Wow. 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 Okay. So tell me, how has the rain been so far? Because when were you crowned, and when will that period end?
Okay, so I was crowned uh, on August 1st as the national queen. I can't remember my coronation date for St. Catherine, but I believe it was in June and or July. I can't remember, somewhere there. And
Okay.
yes, so the next queen is going to be crowned in June for St. Catherine, and the national queen is going to be crowned on August 1st. So it's always August 1st for the national coronation rather.
Hmm.
So yes, as it relates to my reign so far, it has been absolutely beautiful and so fulfilling. And I've said earlier that I have always been interested in being a nation builder. I believe in giving back to my country. I believe in helping the vulnerable. I believe in making a mark in the world. And so I have been able to do that using this platform, and it has been incredibly amazing. So I've been able to go to several events. I've been able to be a cultural ambassador. I've been able to share with others, why is our culture so important? Why is
Hmm.
Jamaica such a beautiful place? Why should you feel patriotism?
Hmm.
And I've
Hmm.
been able to do that and remind persons of that. And even
Wow.
further, I've been able to do my own national project about self-defense, teaching young girls self-defense, because the we've had a rise of these crimes against our young girls, and so
Hmm.
being able to see that problem and use this platform to fill that gap, it
Hmm.
has truly just been an incredible experience.
Wow, 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 wow. Okay. That self defense thing there. As far that's that's really I'm glad you spoke out on that because we need more people speaking out on that, more young ladies speaking out on that, and to see that you that's one of the causes that you championed over
Yes.
the last year or so. Okay, and what about your interactions with the young ladies uh, back there in Jamaica, and also maybe even those abroad if you have traveled during that time? What has your interaction been?
Okay, so my interactions are local. I haven't traveled abroad, but
Okay.
I have had several opportunities to interact with, younger girls
Hmm.
within my parish and even outside of my parish. I
Hmm.
remember I went to a Jamaica Day ceremony some around 2 months ago,
Hmm.
and some girls looked at me and they're like, "Are you real?" I was like, "Yes, yes, I'm very real." Um, and
Hmm.
it's very, I think it's possible the crowd and the such, but when younger girls see somebody and see persons occupying particular roles,
Hmm.
especially as I'll put this in quotes, a beauty queen, they are automatically inspired, I've realized. And so being able to use that moment to say to them, yes, I am real, and this crown that I'm wearing right now, you can wear that crown one day as well. So
Hmm.
being able to
Great.
use those moments to let them know that there's nothing out of reach for them, and to remind them of the value of being a Jamaican woman, and further the value of serving your country and being committed to your country. It has been a great experience just being able to help them understand the beauty in it, help them understand why it's so valuable to be a Jamaican woman, and just to remind them that there's absolutely nothing out of reach for them if they put their mind to it.
So,
Oh,
what inspired you to actually do it, or who pushed you into doing it?
I pushed myself, but I remember I submitted my application on the night of the deadline. So the deadline was, I think it was 12 or 11:59 rather. I'd have submitted maybe 5 minutes before that,
hmm.
and that was because I was still concerned as to whether it was something that I would be able to do. Could I be a beauty queen? Do I embody the characteristics of a Miss Jamaica Festival queen? Because the goal just seemed so huge. And sometimes when you have these huge goals, you're like, whoa, is this possible? So I had that moment, of course. But what ultimately made me go through with it is the impact that I've seen previous queens have.
Hmm.
So I grew up watching, Festival Queens, and
Hmm.
I was just absolutely amazed with their work and with what they were able to do. And
Hmm.
I remember the project of a previous festival, St. Catherine Festival Queen, Kamara Wright, who then moved on to be a national queen. And I believe she's a chef by profession. And she was using that to have these workshops. And even after that, she was teaching young girls about speaking their language. She had lovely books where she was going and teaching them classes. I also remember Dominic Reed. She was a festival queen from Manchester who went on to be the national queen. And she's a dentist by profession. And
Hmm.
so her project was Healthy Smiles Jamaica, Healthy Smiles campaign, I believe. And she went around her parish helping persons with dental health. And seeing that was just so beautiful, seeing how these incredible women were able to have such a great and profound impact within their community and within their nation. As someone who has always dreamt of being a nation builder, I felt absolutely inspired, and I wanted to be able to follow in those footsteps and contribute to my country, and especially towards a cause that could be very impactful.
Wow. So, Miss Audrine, Miss Cameron, what kind of lawyer are you going to be? Because you surely talk. You can talk. All right. So, what area of law are you going into?
I am not sure. The way the Norman Mandela Law School is set up, you are trained to enter general practice. So you are
Okay.
given some expertise on, or some knowledge rather, on all the, or not all, but a lot of different areas in the profession. And after you've completed those 2 years of bar exams, then you actually decide. So I have always been interested in the human rights area,
Mm,
particularly as it relates to the rights of our women and girls. I have
wow.
also always been interested in the criminal practice, and
Mm,
I always wanted to be able to help persons, especially as it relates to the crimes against our women and girls, such as rape and sexual assault, and even sadly the murders that we're seeing committed against them. I've always wanted to be able to advocate for them. I'm not sure if I'll actually do practice criminal law rather, but it has always been an interest of mine,
uh,
and it's something that I do want to explore. But I've also loved the corporate area of law, so I'm just playing it by ear, not completely
Yeah.
sure where I'll end up, but I'm just immersing myself in each of these areas so I can
mhm.
figure it out a bit more.
You have enough time to as you get closer, then that passion or that calling will definitely kick in. I see you're the founder of Girls Who Fight Back. How many girls you have in this program, and what if there's someone that wants to get involved in it? How can they get involved?
All right, so the Girls Who Fight Back program, it is about teaching young girls self-defense. So that is my national project. So the way it operates, I do have a small committee, always open to assistance. If somebody does want to assist the cause, you can message me on Instagram at underscore AUNDRENEC. So underscore Andreen C, and just send me a message. But I have a small committee, and we're organizing school tours where we'll be going to different schools, particularly in St. Catherine for now. And we'll be having classes with some young girls and teaching them practical self defense skills. So there's a theoretical aspect as well as a practical aspect. So in the theoretical aspects, we're teaching what is abuse. How do I know if I'm in a dangerous situation? How do I know if I'm being abused? And if I'm abused, what can I do about this? And teaching them these things, teaching them the importance of setting boundaries. When do you know if a boundary is being violated? You know, is it okay for a male to touch me at this part, to do these things to me? So it's helping girls understand, you know, what abuse and what it looks like, and also teaching them how to defend themselves. So self-defense is, it encompasses a lot of things. It's about awareness, being aware of your surroundings. For example, if you're
Yes.
walking around a corner, you don't walk too close to the corner. You don't know what's around it. You take some distance around the corner. Even that small tip is something a lot of persons don't know. And it also involves knowing that you can, the aim is usually to leave, to get away from the danger. But if you can't get away from the danger, then you go to the defense aspect. That's when you start to fight back. And so there's small strategies. Even if somebody holds your hand, there's a way to get out of that grip. The weak point is the thumb. And so you try to remove your hand and pull it away in the direction of the thumb and this area. And so those small tips are things that a lot of young girls don't know, and sadly it sometimes costs them their life, and it puts them in very dangerous situations. So the aim is to really go to schools and to help teach these young girls these tips.
What age group are you starting with, or have you started with?
So the first session is actually on Tuesday coming, and it will be the high school level, rather the primary school level, is with the City Primary. So I'll be doing the primary school level and working my way up to the high school level. So for my reign, I will be focusing on the primary and high school level.
Okay. And how have you found like the schools? How receptive are they to you coming in to bring this awareness?
So far, the schools have been very receptive, and I think that's because there has been a recognition of the need for these types of lessons and the need for this intervention, especially in light of the fact that we've seen a lot of our younger girls go missing, and we've seen them being murdered and slaughtered, and it's truly a terrifying and traumatic experience. And we have our young girls who are extremely fearful. Luckily, schools have recognized this, and they have seen the need to ensure that we're able to help our young girls, help them to feel like they can do something to protect themselves and to help them to feel a bit safer. So far, I've gotten very great responses, and the schools that I've reached out to have been very willing to have me on board.
So are you getting them like whistles or stuff like that that they can use, or is that part of what you guys getting them?
That No, that isn't currently a part of the plan. The plan is just teaching them these practical tips that they can use. But I do plan to continue this project outside of my reign. And so after I evaluate the success that I would have had at the end of my reign, I can
Mm-hmm.
then look to see how I can improve, and I will explore other options to
Right.
ensure it's as effective as possible.
Okay. Okay. I mean, a lot of parents, trust me, I'm sure they'll welcome this into the kids' lives, because sometimes the kids may not even be aware that verbal abuse is a type of abuse. So by you educating them, that's pretty great.
Yes, that's a plan. That's a plan.
Wow, wow, Miss Audrine. And if I need a defendant one day, I mean, I might have to call upon you because yes, yes, yeah. But you are amazing, and we have to commend you and all that you do. And you are truly a role model for the young ladies and the older ladies too, And it just seems like the women of Jamaica should be proud to see that we have young women like yourself that are still young, but your outlook on life, the way you take it seriously, I believe that the women of Jamaica are in good hands, so to speak.
Well, thank you.
I really hope you actually like zone into that area in terms of your career, because a lot of women in Jamaica, they need protection, they need some of the laws to be
Mhm.
changed, to be upgraded, and we definitely need people like you who can make a difference, who can go in and maybe help defend them, or someday may be a judge where you can change some of these laws to give them better protection.
Yes, and that's truly what is pulling me towards the practice of criminal law, because I really see the need. I really want to be able to help the persons who sometimes feel as though they can't help themselves. It is absolutely heartbreaking to know how many women and young girls go through these problems on a daily basis. And so I would love to be in the position to help them to see justice and to ensure that even our laws, for example, the policies that we have in place, are able to properly protect our women and girls. So trust me, I'm being pulled to that area. I'm being pulled a lot. So we'll see.
A wise little girl told me, she's like, I want to be a judge because they're the ones that actually help to make a change. So I just hope that I can see you, and when you see me, you acknowledge me and not just like, I don't know this lady.
Yeah, yeah. Miss Cameron, I hear all of that and I love it. But I also heard you said that you love the culture. So, as we end up with you today, because normally someone we don't have someone with just a broad range. Tell me what you love about the culture.
Wow, where to start? I Okay, so I one thing that I love for sure is dance. I
Yeah.
am a dancer, and so being able to experience Jamaican dance in all its forms,
All
whether
right.
it's with dancehall, whether it's even with using reggae music and the dance
Yeah.
moves that you create from like reggae music. I've seen some, for example, there's a company called La Calco, and they
Hmm.
mix modern dance with African dance, and it's just absolutely beautiful. The Kumina practice It's just absolutely
Yes,
beautiful. The
yes.
music is also incredible. I love my reggae music, and it sounds very cliche, but reggae is such a beautiful thing because it's, I don't know if you've ever been in a bad mood or you've been down and you
Mhm,
play some reggae music and it just uplifts your spirits
mhm,
automatically, and it just reminds you of the beauty of the country and that there is just so much beauty in Jamaica and being a Jamaican. And so really I enjoy that aspect, and of course the food. I love my jerk pork. I love pork on a whole, and I just love the Jamaican food. It's just incredible. And so those are actually my favorite aspects of Jamaican culture, and just the patriotism that you feel when you're seeing or Jamaicans excel in sports and in
mhm.
academia and all these areas. It is just an incredible time to be a Jamaican.
Wow, wow. And she covers that well too, Nady. You know that
I
culture.
know. If I didn't know Jamaica that well, I'd be ready to book my ticket right now. She has me wanting to go home.
And and
That's
and and,
that's
and I know if she does the dances as well as she does the law, then she must be can throw down some serious skanks.
I know, I know.
I
She is
can,
a
I
great
can.
ambassador.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So, as you leave this year, and let me ask you, are there a few more things that you hope to accomplish before your term ends? And then I did hear you mention about things that you're going to do after you. So, this is not going to be the end for you when this ends, okay? Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. So I do have a few more things I want to accomplish. First of all, my national project. So it's in the stage of the actual execution now, which I'm grateful for. And so I'm excited to see the end, to see the impact that I'd have been able to have, and to be able to see how to move forward so that I can further champion that cause. I
Mm-hmm.
also want to have, as a law, well, as a law student, I guess I'm still a student. I
Hmm.
also want to be able to host a session for our students who are preparing for CAPE. So I want to do a session for our students to help them to understand topics a bit better in preparation for their exams in May. And the last thing that I want to be able to do is actually to have a short dance class with a group of students, just to show the beauty of, you know, dance, Jamaica, being able to dance and use Jamaican music, and being able to just show the beauty of our culture through dance. And so those are three things that I really want to get done before my term ends. And I will, trust me, I will. So
Time management now. She's the time management queen. She's the jack of all talents and trades.
Oh, wow. And you know, I
Jill. Sorry, Jill.
yes, the Jill. She said the Jill. I saw that in in the bio too. She want to make sure that she's everybody know that's just the Jill. You know,
that's
yeah,
right.
yeah. Okay, wow. So, we are definitely delighted that you stopped by here on Jamaican Explosion. And boy, we just put you out there and you just opened up to us. And, I could see why you were chosen. And we know that you are doing a great job. And we wish you the best, and we look forward to seeing you in different arenas. You know, as uh, uh, Miss Nadine says, we might even see Judge Cameron one of these days.
Wow.
Or we might even see a book, our book come out at some point, and you just speaking about the experiences of your reign and so forth like that, or encouraging um, young Jamaican women, teenagers and so forth like that, that are not confident in themselves, but would like to take the next step. What do you have to say to a young lady that just feels like, oh wow, I would really like to do this, but I'm just not talented enough, or I'm not just, I don't think I look good enough, or so forth. What kind of encouragement that would you like to give them this evening?
Okay, so the first thing I would say is we have to remember that we are always our worst enemy. And that is what will prevent us from being able to achieve and to see our full potential. So the first thing that you have to do is to change your mindset and
Mm,
allow yourself to remember that you
mhm,
are capable of absolutely anything you put your mind towards.
mhm,
And you are beautiful enough, you are talented enough once you are disciplined and dedicated enough. There is
mhm,
absolutely nothing that is out of reach. And truly, the worst that can happen is that you don't win. But there is there's
mhm,
nothing, there's no other con, because you are able to truly see a lot of self-development through the Jamaica Festival Queen program, through the trainings that you'll have to go through. You will learn so much about yourself. It will teach you a lot about our culture. It will remind you of why it's so valuable to be a Jamaican woman. And so there is no, besides not winning, you haven't lost anything. And so I would
mm,
definitely recommend that any young girl who is thinking about it, if you are someone who loves your country, if you love giving back, if you're a nation builder, if you're invested and involved in your community, this is a space for you, and do not allow yourself to prevent you from being able to see your true potential. Go for it.
Wow. Wow.
Wow, wow, you are such an inspirational person. Wow, and we're just glad that you took the time. And I know I got you at the last minute and so forth like that. And guess what she did say, Nadine? She did send a message that, hey, my time is very valuable, so don't keep me waiting too long. You know what I'm saying? So
I never said that.
well, somebody might, Miss Cameron, someone knew you very well because they said, don't keep her waiting too long because she has a whole lot of stuff that she does.
Oh,
So,
that is
you
true.
know, so I know even this evening you might have some other events that you're going to or you're going to attend. Okay, because I know you are the time management guru for us now. You know what I'm saying? And we definitely want to have you back again on here just to check on your how you're doing and um, on the next level as you move to the next level. We
And
want
just to give us an update too on how your girls who fight back, how many schools you have involved and where that's evolving. We'll
I'd
definitely
love
love to
that.
talk to you after your reign.
I would love that.
Oh, wow, wow, wow. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to let you know again this is Jamaican Explosion, and we have Audrine Cameron, cultural ambassador for both our parish and our country. And she is none other than, go ahead and let them know, Miss Cameron, what your title is and what you represent.
The Miss Jamaica Festival Queen 2023 and cultural
Yeah.
ambassador for Jamaica.
Jamaica. Okay, praise God for you. You know, wow, what an inspiration! What an
Thank
inspiration!
you.
It's just a great to have you with us, and we want to wish you the best.
Thank
And
you.
I know I'll be hearing some great things about you. Okay.
No doubt.
Bye,
No doubt.
Judge Cameron.
Bye. It was a
Ah,
pleasure being here.
she already get. All right. Okay. What a personality, though. Keep that personality shining. Okay.
I will.
Right. Wow, 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 wow. You're truly representing. Okay. Have a blessed evening, and we look forward to having you here back again with us at another intervention. Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Very
Bye
good.
Walk
bye.
good.
Very good. Very good. Oh yeah, Nadine. Wow.
I know. If I was that focused at 22, oh my gosh.
Imagine what you'll be now, huh?
Right? Oh my gosh.
Ah, yes, but that's all right, Nadine. You're all right there too. But it's wonderful though when we have our young ladies in their 20s and
Hmm.
and she is just ultra focused on her career.
Yeah,
And
and I'm giving back too. Not a lot of persons, even if they're
yeah,
focused on their career, would find time to give back. So
yeah,
that's really a blessing from her.
wow, wow. And also she loves the culture. She says, I love the dancing, and I would like to do a dance class, and so she does is the entire package. So it was great having her here. Okay, so we're going to turn our focus here as we head into the 6 o'clock hour, and I see the Honorable Mr. Peter Gracie online, and we're going to be following Mr. Gracie this evening with Marcus. And Marcus Boyd, another individual, outstanding individual that we're going to be having on Jamaican Explosion this evening. And wow, this is just a beautiful evening here in the Atlanta, Metro Atlanta area, going out to the world. Whether you're in Jamaica, whether you're in New York, or whether you are in Canada, you can get us all right here on Jamaican Explosion with Miss Nadine and the crew. As we continue this evening, let's welcome to the Jamaican Explosion screens once again, none other than the great Mr. Honorable Peter Gracie. How you doing, sir? How are
I'm
you?
doing great, brother. How you doing, man?
Okay, and I'm not even going to ask him how he's doing because I'm learning. I'm learning. I know he's doing well. He's doing good. Okay, all right. Okay, Mr. Gracie, how are you, sir?
You still ask me.
Okay,
Doing
all
great.
right.
Life is good, man. Can't do no complaints, you know?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So
No complaints.
what have you been up to lately, sir?
Really?
Just limit it to this is Jamaica, because that list must be so long. So we'll limit it to
Yeah. Yeah, I've been around, man. I just came
Mm,
back from South Florida. I've been there twice this week.
okay.
We did the launch for the Jamaica Diaspora, the 10th
Yes.
biennial Jamaica Diaspora Conference in Jamaica
Mm-hmm.
at, at the Miramar Civic Center with Minister of State with responsibilities for diaspora affairs,
Mm-hmm.
the Honorable Minister Alanda Terrelong.
Mm-hmm.
And we had the Consul General, we had the Consul General Oliver Mayer, we had the mayor for Miramar, Messam,
Mm-hmm.
Mayor Messam, and so I just came back up last night, and today, I had a poetry event, a workshop that I put on with the Lake County Library Systems at the
Mm-hmm.
Lake County Public Library
Mm-hmm.
in Tavares. And I just left and went down to the Jamaica American Association of Central Florida event.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm on the show.
That's
Tonight I
another
have
person good at time management.
Yes, yes, yes.
and tonight I have another event up in Lady Lake, up in Central Florida there.
Wow, wow, wow. You're just covering so many areas and so many important things that you just said. I'm particularly interested in the conference, and just because I've been trying to encourage a few people to come along with us from this area. So while I have you, I know this is Jamaica you're on for, but I can't pass opportunity, but for you to just explain to us why it's important for us if we do have the time to be at the diaspora conference.
Well, the diaspora conference is something that you want to be at.
Okay.
It's going to be June 16th to 19th at the Montego Bay Convention Center.
Mm-hmm.
You can go to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs website, which is mfaft.jm.gov,
Mm-hmm.
and you can register there.
Mm-hmm.
And you can read more about the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council there. You can see all the representatives there on the ministry's website. You'll see everyone who represents. Because, as you know, our responsibilities are through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. The conference is very important because everything that you need to know about what's going on in Jamaica as far as you being someone living outside of Jamaica in the diaspora, how to connect, how to invest, what to expect, different sectors, health sector, crime sectors, education, all these investments. You can actually come to the conference, meet people they have the same interest, and
Mm-hmm.
you can people and network and know everything about what's going on in Jamaica. That's where you can also go back and register to become a vendor, um, to be in the marketplace. And the prime minister will be there, the opposition leader
Right.
will be attending, you'll have the governor general there. All these things are going on. You'll find different ministers like Minister Malawu Ford, who's over Constitution Reformation. Did I say that right? And
Yes.
and so everything that you need to know about what's going on in Jamaica, as far as you being in diaspora, that's where you'll go. We're expecting to have over 1,000 people from the diaspora attend. There's right now, if you go to the website, you're also setting up partnerships with various hotels and
Yes.
systems, and things like that. We're looking at trying to figure out if we can get set up with also airlines and stuff like that. It's a lot of work we've been putting in with this planning, as far as the representatives across not only the United States but across the globe, UK, Asia, Africa. Everyone's going to be at this conference. That's the conference to be at.
Okay. So for all those days, I just want to get some prices here for the entire conference. What is the price if you just wanted to come down and attend the entire conference?
I would suggest that you go on the website and look at different things,
Mm-hmm.
because there's marketplace prices and things like that. So
Yeah.
the minister for your website, which is MFAFT, Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign uh,
Okay.
Gov. As soon as you go there, you're going
Yeah.
to get a
Okay. All right. Very
it
good.
pops up, and you click on that pop up, and everything you need to know to register everything. Right.
Okay. Very good. All right. And just say that again for us. What's the web page there?
It's the Ministry of Foreign. If you Google Ministry of Foreign Affairs, it'll pop up. But it's MFAFT, which is Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade. .jm.gov.
Mm-hmm. Okay, all right. So, wow, we going to check that out now, and I would definitely like to be in attendance there and actually attend some of those functions, as well as listen to the plans that the Jamaica as for Jamaica and for the diaspora. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, yeah. Okay. All right. So, that's one thing.
It's
That's
hard because I've also to get the consul general on different programs to go and talk about it, so I can leverage him, so I don't have to show up all over the place. So this morning we're on the Durban Malcolm on the Jamaican Diaspora Live online. Uh,
yes,
was on this morning. We just had the launch in Miramar, as I said, and we
yeah.
had another. Okay, so all these things we're all planning together.
Okay.
So after you don't have to go for the entire time, but it's it's important that you be there. It's very important. It's super important for someone living in diaspora to be there.
Wow, wow, wow. And we hope to have the Council General here at some time in before on the Jamaican Explosion, just to speak about the conference in Jamaica pretty soon. Okay. All right. So wow, wow. This is Jamaica. This is Jamaica. This is Jamaica. I understand that we're gearing up. We're not in full swing yet, but we're gearing up for the this is Jamaica competition this year, and our plans with that going.
Well, we're gonna start getting ready to open the registration. I've been setting up the platforms and everything, so that's already set up. It's,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and start ramping up.
Okay. All right. So we're looking forward to that. And we still have to get you up in this area. And I remember you said that you have to be invited up. So we have to invite him up into this area here in the Atlanta, Metro Atlanta area. We have to see your face up in this place, so to speak.
A lot of people don't realize, um, as the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council rep, this is what I see. I served in the U.S. military, right?
Yeah.
And
Uh-huh.
and the thing is, if I can serve in the military, I can serve Jamaica. You
Okay.
know, so so it is the ultimate sacrifice back to your country. to run for election, to spend the money to run for election, to campaign all over the place, to
Mhm.
win, and then to years. And at the same time, guess what? We don't even get paid for it. You know, we fund everything that we do as a
Wow.
representative. We don't get stipends or anything like that. And I must say this: not even the honorary council gets a stipend. You know,
Wow. Wow.
full of everything that we're doing,
Hmm.
so much that we're in, and meet us halfway somewhere.
Hmm.
It because we are sacrificing our country.
Mm.
We're sacrificing not only you're sacrificing your time, but you're sacrificing your family, you're sacrificing resources,
Hmm.
transition, this, that, and all of that stuff. And half the time you go to some of these functions, it's just a picture, it's just a photo of and what am I there for? Just to say, hi, I'm here, see you later, bye, and then gone, you know? So I'm very picky and choosy of where I go as a representative. But we should still be conscious. We should still be mindful of how we serve and who we serve, when, where, and the approach we take. And normally when we're going places, we still have to let the chair for the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council know that we're going here and going there. That's
Wow.
why we have to be invited. We just don't show up because we want to know where we're going. It's
Okay.
like the traveling or the ambassador or the consul general. It's the
Mhm.
same principle. They have to know where we're going at all times. So we can be not being controlled, so they can know how to support us.
Very good. Very good. Okay, Mr. Gracie. Wow. And we definitely look forward to the this is Jamaica contest coming up this year. Looking forward to being in Jamaica myself at sometime in June and run into some of those schools. Some of those good people that I met on camera under this Jamaica program, and show your face in the place, so to speak, and bring the cameras down with me and get a couple of live interviews so we could
So,
bring that to.
yes, some time, man. From the time we got Redwood Primary
Yeah,
and
yeah.
just I'm done with you. I'm done with you. I can't do it anymore.
Oh, no, 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 no. I already contact Redwood, Let them know I'm
Oh,
coming down.
you did? You
Yes,
did?
I already contacted the
All
Redwood.
right, I take back those words.
Oh
I
yeah,
take
man.
back those
Yeah.
words.
No, everything in its due time, sir.
Yes,
Uh, you know,
yes,
you have to combine the trips. When you have so much to do, you can diaspora conference in a couple of days that weekend. Boom, you're gone to a different area. The next week you're here, but you're down in Jamaica, so you take care of a couple of things all in one trip. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. I hear
Eh,
you. I hear you. Are you doing the right thing though?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Try to control a little bit.
Nadine, how am I for time management in that one? Huh?
You are doing perfectly well, perfectly well.
Yeah, yeah, down in Jamaica is
That
definitely a place that
Jamaican,
you manage your time.
Jamaican explosion is going to. I just wish you guys just can go down and meet these kids. Because
Yes,
it's so heartwarming. Look at the young girl you just had on your program.
yes,
It's
yes.
that type of we push those
Mm,
kids levels.
mm.
You know,
Wow.
yeah. So it's important. It's nothing satisfying to ourselves.
Mm,
We're not
mm.
trying to self satisfy. We're just there's as I say always say there's only two ways to do things: the right way and the wrong way. Maybe we can't do the right thing all the time.
Yeah.
You know, let's say to urge you, right? But
Hmm.
at least when we're mindful that we can give and we can help, we
Hmm.
do it. We do it.
Yeah.
And we're not doing these things to say Peter Gracie or Robert Shaw or Nadine Dixon. We're
Right.
doing these because we can help. We have the resources to help whenever we have it without putting someone else at risk.
Yeah. That's great. And Peter, when I think about even the young lady that just came on, I,
Hmm.
I you know what? Me have to just say it that way. I rate Jamaica, man. We rate, we're big man. You know what I'm saying? We have to
We
big up
stand
Jamaica
out.
all the time.
We
Yeah,
stand
man.
out. When you look at the Jamaican flag, there's no red, white, and blue nowhere in it.
Yeah,
You
man.
understand? We're one of the flags who doesn't have some of those colors.
Yes,
You know,
yes,
so we're very unique. And the
yes,
thing, so and we're so unique. Our culture is unique, and this
yes.
is why we're preserved. That's why the mission is to empower the children to restore and preserve their culture. What we do it through
Wow.
poetry and arts, right? And the thing is,
Yeah,
when you look at our culture and you're saying that you rate Jamaica, the reason why we can rate it is because we preserve the culture, you know,
yes. I love that.
and and we have to really invest in these children, to
Mm-hmm.
preserve to preserve it.
Mm-hmm.
Because look at this young girl who was just on.
Yeah.
This girl go on and do a lot of people don't realize too is
Mm-hmm.
we need to see ourselves. We cannot slow down. We cannot slow down and ignore the potential you see in Bolt. You cannot slow down and ignore the potential you see in Bolt and the Miss Lou and the Master Run and the Shelley and Fraser. And we cannot slow down and
Mm-hmm.
risk not bringing up more of these, because those are the brand that's actually making Jamaica keep going. Those are the brands that's bringing money back into the diaspora, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
we're here creating these stalwarts and
Mm-hmm.
bringing them, pushing them to the forefront, and keeping brand Jamaica going. These kids,
Yeah.
if we should get a Jamaican doctor out of these kids, they will understand us more than we got to some other foreign doctor.
Mm.
Because we are Jamaicans, and they understand
Mm-hmm.
that they understand us not only physically as doctors if they should, but they will
Mm.
understand how to communicate with us better. So we have to push these people in the forefront for them to be. So so the thing is, if we continue to do what this is Jamaica, we're going to have
Mm-hmm.
some excellent kids coming
Oh,
out.
yes.
And now we have somebody like a Nadine Dixon, or I should say, if she go to Jamaica, they must say Nadine, right? Now we have someone like her who's passionate about these kids. We're in a good
Yeah.
place. We're in a good place.
Yeah.
And when you're ready to
Mm-hmm.
go to Redwood or Norman Gardens, you let me know, and we'll make
Yes,
sure
sir.
we maximize it.
Yes, yes, yes.
So, matter of
Most
fact,
definitely.
let me say this before we go. Right now,
Mm-hmm.
as far as this Jamaica, Lorraine J. Smith Foundation and our president, Adriana Clark, they're getting ready to plan a Jamaica tour.
Wow.
So you guys could be a part of that.
Yes, of course. Of course.
Right. So
What do you
involved in the planning of that. Involved
Yeah.
in it. Yeah.
Well, I understand that I know the secretary, so she has to make sure she'll be giving me all this information, because don't keep it to yourself.
It's
You,
hard. Sometimes it's hard to find her though.
oh.
He has poor time management
Well,
skills. What can I say?
Oh, that's what it is.
uh, no, actually, Mr. Gracie, she has excellent time management skill. She will actually put you on a schedule and tell you that don't call at 10 o'clock. Call me at 1, 2 o'clock. And if you don't call her at 1, 2 o'clock, guess what? You miss your window with her. So
Your window of opportunity
the
gone.
opportunity, with the opportunity, God. So I must commend her on her. She has excellent time management skills. Yeah, yeah. So it's good to have you on again, Mr. Gracie, and all the different things. I know you're on a show earlier this morning, and
This
and
morning. Yes, yes, yes. That's right.
yes, yeah. You see me like you forget already.
I just that program. Joan Edgel was there, who's the vice president.
Yes,
I just came from that event, so
right.
I'm going to another event. I had to actually pull over to come and make the phone call. And if
Yes,
you,
yes.
I'm at the post office.
Wow, wow.
I want to thank you, though, Peter, for stopping by and for just so committed to
Mm,
being with us.
yes,
It's all,
and I think
it's all, at the end of the day, it's all about the kids.
okay, yes, it is. It is, all
Yeah.
about the culture, all about the diaspora, all about Jamaica back at home, because this is Jamaica and this is Jamaican Explosion. So we got it going here for you this evening. 624 straight up. Whether you're in Atlanta, whether you're down there in Jamaica, you're an hour behind. But we're bringing it to you live. Mr. Peter Grace, Honorable Peter Gracie, with us this evening, poet extraordinaire, and and all different kind of other things. Yeah, much a whole heap of different things.
He's a jack of all trades. We
Yes,
just
yes,
spoke to the Jill. Now we're talking to the Jack.
yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. It's always a pleasure, Mr. Gracie. Okay, until next time, thank you for stopping by here, sir.
Yes, sir. Not a problem, man. Thanks for having me.
You're
Okay,
most
bye
welcome,
bye.
sir. Hmm.
Bye bye.
Yes, indeed, Miss Nadine, Mr. Gracie there, and he's doing a whole lot of stuff. Someone that's working for Jamaica and at home and Jamaica abroad. And we just want to commend him for keep on doing it. And as he said to us, Mr. Nadine, they're not getting paid for this. Wow. So you must have a certain amount of dedication, you know? You must be dedicated to do it. Uh,
Like on Audrine, I say to him all the time, where do you find the time to fit so many things in? So
yeah.
it's just that love for giving back to your
Mhm.
community, to your culture. So we just have to applaud the Jack and the Jill for their talents and their trades.
Okay, all right. So Nadine, let's talk a little bit about I don't think I had it on my WhatsApp page here. It's just not coming up over here where I could pull up. I want to say something about Garfield's event this evening.
Oh,
I don't know if you have it on.
yeah, I have it. Did Mr. Marcus join us? I'm so
Yes,
excited
yeah,
I
yeah,
can
yeah.
talk
Mr.
to
Marcus,
him.
Mr. Marcus will be coming up he's been here listening in, and we're going to have him up in here a couple of minutes. We just want to make sure that we speak about Garfield's event this evening.
Oh, yes.
Yes, yeah, uh-huh.
It's the Caribbean High School Jammins. It's today, 420. The cost is $45, 8 p.m. to 1 a.m. And it's the front page event center, 8010 Rockbridge Road, Southwest Lithonia. And guys, just wear your uniform. You whatever high school you're representing, wear that high school uniform. I think there may be prizes and surprises, but definitely. And next week, we have a lot of activities. We're going to
Yeah,
start giving you highlights again next week and all the activities because Atlanta is really starting to have lots of activities. We have activities lined up for May, June, July, August, September, guys. So make sure you like, follow, and share.
yes. And Nadine, I think we're gonna step it up this year and start giving away some giveaways on the program. As these activities come on, and we have folks that come on, they could give us some free tickets here for our audience and so forth like that. We're gonna step it up this year, and make sure that we become the premier Saturday evening spot. A lot of people, I find out. They pick us up like on Sunday and Monday. If you look at the viewership, it goes way up then, because people are out and about on a Saturday evening. But I like for people to tune in on the Saturday evening because they might win a ticket or so.
Yes,
Yes.
you got to
Okay.
be in it to win it.
Yes, but we are just delighted to be here this Saturday evening. And next week, I believe there's the Sugar Canes, and they're going to be doing
Like
a
a
performance.
pantomime they're going to be doing, which is a little different. For those who don't know, that's like a Jamaican play. They're going to do it, but in the form of dance and stuff, and bringing out the rich culture.
Okay, yeah. What's the location for that again, Nadine?
Let me get it. It's St.
What
Timothy's.
is? Mm-hmm.
Let me get that up. 1 second.
Okay, all right. Normally I have these things, but somehow my screen's not coming up today.
St. Timothy's United Methodist Church.
Mm-hmm.
That's 5 5365 Memorial Drive, Stone Mountain, Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Saturday the 27th at 6 p.m. for adults. It's only $30. The children up to 15 years, it's only $10, which is great, guys. You can bring your kids out to learn more about the culture. Let's make sure that they learn the culture so they can pass it on, so the culture doesn't die with us.
So we're looking forward to that. And wow, that's going to be something else next week. Uh, the sugar cane. I love to see the sugar cane in action. And of course, my one of my favorite, Fabian. You know what I'm saying? Yes, it's going to be great next week. We'll have more on that for your next week show, because I think I'll be doing the show, then running down there after the show, for sure next week. Okay. But all right, let's move on here to the Strength to Breathe section. And if you're just joining us, you're joining us here on Jamaican Explosion on a Saturday evening. Pastor Robbie here, along with Nadine from Atlanta Happening, and we're here this evening, just bringing to you some information for you, Jamaican information, at home and abroad. Okay. And who do we have up next here, Aideen?
We
Who's
have
next?
Marcus Boyd, so I'm already fanning out. I can't wait to talk to Marcus.
Okay, all right, okay. So we have Marcus. Now let's go ahead and invite Marcus to the Jamaican Explosion screen here. Mr. Marcus, how are you doing, sir?
I'm good. I'm blessed. Thank you for having me on your amazing platform.
Okay, praise God for you this evening, sir. And I'm glad that you're able to join us today. Wow, wow, wow. I'm going to let Lady lead off with this, because she said, boy, have to get Marcus on the program. So, I think she's a groupie here, Marcus. Okay, Lady, go ahead.
Okay, so April is Autism Awareness Month. For
Mhm.
those who didn't know, just so you know, and Marcus is actually an autism activist. So, Marcus, thank you so much for joining us. And for those who don't know what that means, can you just help us to better understand what that means?
Um, I am an autism activist, which means that I go to meetings with mayors, governors, legislators, senators, Republicans, Democrats, decision makers, anybody that can help change laws and rights and benefits and programs. I fight for new laws, rights, benefits, programs for individuals and families with autism, whether it be financial issues, therapy situations, better financial situations, transportations, more programs that will affect autism individuals, more jobs and training and skill programs that will teach autism and autistic individuals and families. I've been doing this for 7 years. I have autism, and and I happen to be half Jamaican, so I understand the culture.
So you're one of those who switch up the patois too, right?
Listen, I understand the whole culture because I come from it.
All right,
I
wow.
didn't even know you were Jamaican. I missed that little part, Marcus.
Listen, I am.
So I'm like my groupie like double now, okay? So I see that you were diagnosed with autism at age of 10.
Yes,
You want
ma'am.
to tell us a
Yeah.
little bit about that?
When I was April 12th, 1993, I was 10 years old. I was diagnosed by Dr. King at Clifton Springs Mental Health Center in Decatur, Georgia. So again, I'm old Atlanta. I don't know about the new Atlanta gentrification and stuff like that. So I'm real old Georgia. But the thing was, at that time there was not like a lot of groups. It was more Baptist churches. It was pray out or get beat out. So it was holy oil, speaking in tongues. Let's pray this demon out of him, because he shouldn't be throwing chairs and desks at teachers. He shouldn't be having temper tantrums. He shouldn't be using the bathroom on himself. He shouldn't be slobbing and rocking. He shouldn't be having sensory issues and emotional behaviors and jumping on people. And why is this stuff going on? Why won't we just take it to Jesus? Because God can heal all things. And not saying that God can't, But at the end of the day, what my situation after I got diagnosed, Dr. King told my grandmother to get a second opinion. So instead of her getting a second opinion, she got 11 different ones in 2 different states. And they basically saying the same thing, that Marcus is brain dead. His left side of his brain doesn't function correctly like other children his age. He will never get an education. He will never live on his own. He will never do for himself. Let's put him in these mental institutions. We'll pay you a stipend of $950 a month, just so you can keep your grandson up in here, and we can run experimental medical tests, which basically means that we'll give him these experimental drugs to check his moods, to check his attitude, to check his surroundings, to make sure that he's listening on command instead of having rebellion and trying to not listen when people tell him to do something.
Wow. And look at you now, Marcus. Oh my God. Look at you now. Oh my God. So what did your grandma do?
I mean, my grandmother, she was a short lady and she had a Jerry curl. And she got kicked out of everywhere because she poured holy oil on doctors and nurses and started speaking in tongues. So I guess they thought she was possessed. I guess, you know what I'm saying? I guess they thought she was like the black old man or something. I guess they thought she was watching a scary movie. But the thing is with her, she was a praying woman. And she just couldn't raise me, so I had to go in the foster care system. And again, I'm old Atlanta. I'm old, so having been in foster homes in Techwood and Kirkwood and Capitol Homes and in Pittsburgh and Scottsdale and I come from the projects. So Capitol Homes is shut down. It's closed down now. But back in the day, that was it. I come from Decatur. I come from Southwest DeKalb High School. I come from.
Wow. Okay. So, what was the changing point? When did all those things that they were saying? Did they realize that they were going down the wrong train? And what was the turning point for you that folks finally they started to take autism seriously in your life?
It had to be after I turned 24. I'm 41, so
okay.
When my grandmother died when I was 24, because again, I don't want to scare nobody, but if you don't have parents, you're in foster care system, you age out, you don't go to the independent living program and stuff of that nature. The only thing you have is either Job Corps at that time or the streets. I tried both. Okay, it's just I was more successful in the streets instead of Job Corps. You understand what I'm saying? So, for me, it was when my grandmother died when I was 24, and when she basically told me in her hospital bed that don't let my disability make room at anybody else's dinner table, and be the leader that she and God know that I can be. Wow. After that, I stopped. I left the gang. I left streets. I left jail. I left prison. I think I left my wallet. Like I left everything. I was done. I was done because I knew I made a promise to my grandmother, and one thing I would never do is not honor and keep my word to my grandmother. So for me, I think that was the changing point.
Wow, and Marcus, I'm a grandmother as a boy too, so I hear you. Yeah, I hear you. But wow, and so you basically just decided at that point that look, I'm gonna prove grandma right, huh?
It was more so of proving a lot of people at that time in my life when the only thing you hear is I can't, you won't, you retarded, you stupid, you slow, you mental, you won't do this. If that's the constant drive, if that's the constant affirmation that you're getting every morning you wake up, of course you're gonna have depression, stress, anxiety, loneliness, separation. You know how many times I tried to commit suicide because I was different? I didn't want to live. I didn't want to have people keep making fun of me. I didn't want my uncles to keep molesting me. I didn't want to, and being nonverbal and you growing up in the projects, who's gonna care about you?
Mm, mm. Wow, wow, wow.
Wow, look at you now, Marcus, a humanitarian, lifetime presidential awardee,
Mhm.
13-time award winning music producer and composer. You play so many instruments. Like I said, I'm just finding out right now.
Well, we're we're on we're on my second lifetime achievement award. I got to come to Atlanta June 16th, 2024, to receive my second lifetime achievement award for being an autism activist. That will make my ninth award for being an autism activist.
Wow, wow, wow. So, Mr. Boyd, I know you see that you were cut out for this purpose, right? You
I
were
had no
cut out.
choice. I don't know if I was cut out for this purpose, but it was just like I didn't have no choice but to do this. Okay,
Wow. Hmm.
nobody was giving me options. Now you in Georgia, ain't nobody. The entertainment field out there is humongous. So a friend of mine 7 years ago
Hmm.
wanted me to go to her church and tell my story to her church. So I'm DJing fashion shows. You know what I mean? I'm in the mix in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the mix. So you want me to tell these people that I'm in the studio? I'm going to Stankonia Studios, Asylum. I'm going to Patchwork. You understand what I'm saying? I'm working with some hitters.
Hmm.
And you want me to tell them that I slob and doodle on myself and I got problems with sensory issues and I have autism? They don't care what I do in my personal life as long as that beat bang and as long as they got my cash out. That's how I looked at it. But
Hmm.
my friend looked at it in a different situation.
Hmm. 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 Wow, wow, wow. And you're definitely an inspiring individual, and I give you kudos for just being the advocate that you are. As we say, you're an activist. Explain to us what an activist actually is. What's an
Okay, so
activist?
so an advocate. Okay, so
Advocate.
I'm advocating. If I know somebody with cancer, I'm advocating for them
Okay.
because they
Mm,
they going through this type of horrific situation. So I want to be a voice. I want to advocate. I want to get educated. I want to help in any way, shape,
mm,
form I can to advocate for their cancer. But an activist, what
mhm,
I'm doing is I'm flying out to cities and states that I've never been to before. I'm
mhm,
shaking mayors' hands. I'm shaking Republicans' hands. I'm shaking Democrats' hands.
mm,
I'm going to these schools, radio stations, newspapers, TV stations. I'm going to their their club organizations.
mhm.
I'm letting them know that
Yeah.
this is what we need. Now, I'm not just talking to you as a researcher. I'm not talking to you as a parent that has a child with autism. I'm talking to you as a person with autism that's been
Mhm.
living with it for 41 years. That was nonverbal for almost 14 years. That started
Wow.
speaking at a 2 year old's level.
Mm. Wow. 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 Oh, wow. And you're definitely an example and encouragement for those that are going through those situations even right now. And uh, what's your word to someone that's struggling with autism today?
I think that what you have to do is get in front of the diagnosis. Stop looking at the title because every black person has bipolar. Every person gets stressed out, depressed, PTSD. These all are titles, just like an eviction notice, rent, and a car loan. All those are titles. So once you get past the title, then
Yeah.
you can start moving forward towards your greatness. Then you can start reaching beyond your infinity. Then you can start seeing what God put in you. I feel like, if some people want to disagree, that's fine. But I feel like autism is a superpower. We're giving you a difference, and we're giving a uniqueness and a creativity that nobody can take away from us. And as soon as we tap into the superpower that God gave us, we can not only face this world, but we can be able to save this world with the power that we have.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow, you said a mouthful there, sir. Wow, 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 wow.
Little crystal light, nothing major. Little
Yeah.
crystal light.
We,
That is so powerful, Marcus.
that we tap into that superpower, and most individuals that I know that are artistic, I know they have a special area, or some have several different areas where they just excel in. What was yours? What is yours?
Music. Music. I don't know how old you are, sir, but again, I'm 41. So I grew up in old Atlanta. So which
Okay.
that means anybody from Atlanta that grew up in the 80s or 90s would tell you only options you had was outside of church, and
All right.
sometimes it was both. That's it. That's only options you had was
Yeah.
outside and church. You going to one of them or both of them. So that's all I had. And at
Yeah.
that time, I was growing up with Bishop Earl Polk and Donnie Earl Polk, Cathedral of Holy Spirit, Flat Shoals Parkway, the same church that Eddie L. Long, God rest the King's soul, came from. So that it was driven in me
Yeah.
was church.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all I had. And we coming from the projects. Church was an escape because they had real food at church. We didn't have to flick the roaches off. We didn't have to flick the
Love
roaches
it.
off. We can
Yeah.
get the real food at church.
Yeah. 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 I don't know about your church. So was one of your church you had one of those little bottom part there under the church at after the service, everybody head down to like the basement part and then
Listen, I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know how long y'all been. I don't know how long y'all been in Georgia or Atlanta. But if you ever Google Cathedral of the Holy Spirit, it
Yes,
was
yes,
right on Flat Shoals Parkway, right behind Piggly Wiggly.
yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? That church
Right.
was humongous.
All right. Okay. All right. Was your gift in the choir, the singing, the music, or was it in the preaching? Because it sounds like you could drop a good sermon, you know.
No, I'm not a preacher. I'm not a preacher. No, sir. I'm not a preacher. I'm not a preacher. No, sir.
Yeah.
But it was music. My grandma made me go up
Mm.
there to try to sing Amazing Grace and Shabbat. Imagine you being nonverbal and having sensory issues and don't like to be around people, but you got to clap your hands. In the midst of you clapping your hands, you getting your Stevie Wonder on, you slapping people on the left and right side of you. You using the bathroom on yourself. Somebody got to grab you while you're literally using the bathroom on yourself, and you at a choir competition. Listen. It didn't go well. Okay, so my grandmother realized that band camp might be the better option through the church.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to band camp.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Very good. Very.
How
So
many instruments do you actually play?
8 of them.
wow. Is there any instrument that you do not play, Mr. Boyd?
Yes, banjo, second guitar, second string electric guitar. Like I'm really not good with the harp. Like stuff that I mean, I could have used that in music production, but I went to music production because again, back then Atlanta stuff was popping. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Musically, LaFace Records. I mean, Outkast, Dungeon Camp, everything was popping.
Yeah.
Bobby Brown had a music studio in Atlanta, so everything was popping.
All right, all right. Okay, so you love that music too. Wow, that's great. That's great. That's great. Well, wow, wow. And I've never heard an activist as fluent as you are in your speaking, and you know you come across very strong, very deliberate. You know what you're speaking about, and I have to say kudos to you on that, Marcus. So, what have you been doing? Have you been going around speaking to other folks at different places?
Well, currently, like I've been doing this 7 years, so currently I'm in Vicksburg, Mississippi, and I have to think, hands down goes to an incredible woman by the name of Jennifer Rose Holly out here in Vicksburg, Mississippi,
Hmm.
because she is the force and the backbone behind the Marcus Boyd Foundation. She has literally introduced me to mayors, state representatives, community leaders, to really talk about not only bringing the change, not only trying to help be in a positive voice, but to make a real difference, not only just in Vicksburg, Mississippi, but everywhere else my foundation is. I just left Denver, Colorado. I'm going to Atlanta, Georgia in June. I got to go to Houston, Texas in July.
Okay, all right. So when you come to Atlanta, Georgia, we may be able to, depending on what day it is, come on over.
June, I'll be there on the 14th of June, the 15th, the 16th, because I got to go to Putnam County, Georgia.
Wow.
Hey, Marcus, who hit me up? That's my county.
I got to go to Putnam. I used to live in Putnam County. So I got to go to Putnam County because I'm one of the honorees for the award show, and they're giving me the Lifetime Achievement Award.
You hook me up. I'll be there, Marcus. Definitely.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
I see you have your own clothing line, shoe and stuff.
I do. Right now, we have autism royalty, so that's shirts and hats and stuff like that, because I believe that everybody is either an autism king if you're a man, or autism queen if you're a woman, or autism prince if you're a young man, and an autism princess if you're a young girl, and you have an autism legacy because that's your family, and you autism royalty because when you step out and you wake up in the morning, you a king, you a queen, so you royalty. That's period.
Wow, that's so powerful. And I mean, that's so inspiring for the parents who, one, they don't know how to recognize autism and how to interact with their kids. So you're putting such a positive spin on it.
I mean, we have to, how many kids have to go through bullying, have to go through judgment, have to go through ridicule because they don't have the top clothes, shoes, because their shoes talk. They might have to put tape on their shoes because they wearing their brother's jeans. I'm not just talking about my life. I'm talking about somebody else's life too. You understand what I'm saying? And then you pile that on with child abuse. Then you pile that on with family sexual abuse. Then you pile that on when you have autism and nonverbal, and nobody want to hang around you or be near you or support you. Then you pile that on with being in welfare and having pork in a can and having government cheese.
Wow. So all I could say, Marcus, is what's next for you?
What's next for Marcus? What's next? The comic book Supermarkets and the Autism Squad. It will remind you of X-Men. It's on the way. It's 40 to 50 pages. We're doing the comic book. We have the first ever sitcom coloring book. It's a sitcom coloring book where you get to follow in the Wayans family, whose daughter has autism, and you get to follow their family like you watching Cosby's or Family Matters. Number 3, more apparel from Autism Royalty that's on the way. We're working on a fashion show for that too, and bomb dropper on y'all show. We are working on the first ever 2-hour feature film for my life. It's going to be in movie theaters everywhere. It's called The Boy with No Voice. The story, the life of autism activist Marcus Boyd.
Wow. Can't wait for that, sir. Can't wait for that. Yes, sir.
Well, we're going to do a film premiere in Atlanta, so I would definitely have you and your company to come out exclusively on me. So y'all be able to sit down and enjoy the movie, the 2-hour film. And after that, we're working on the TV series. So it's just a lot. It's just a lot on the way.
The sky sounds like you're living. You just come in so perfectly. You're the next jack of all trades and skills and talents, Marcus.
Listen. I'm like a living color. Okay, everybody in Jamaica had a job, 2, 3, 4 jobs. Okay, you know what I'm saying?
So that's a Jamaican side of you coming out, Marcus.
It is.
But
Uh,
I'm just so in awe of your superpower, learning to play so
mhm,
many musical instruments and just overcoming so many
mm,
challenges to
mm.
get to where you are now, Marcus. Like I said, I'm just finding out there were so many adversities, so much stuff against you, and you rose and exceeded everybody's expectations.
Wow.
Well, it's an honor, you know what I mean? Because no, my trials and tribulations is no different from you or this gentleman or anybody else's. Everybody been on poverty, everybody been poor, and everybody struggles, and everybody done dealt with some type of depression. But the thing is, what I cannot do is let go or stop.
My God.
You understand? You understand what I'm saying? The thing is, I think, not to be funny, but even with the tribute of the legendary Bob Marley with his movie One Love, the thing is, if we don't show ourselves love, we the first one that we have to show love to. So we can't have one love for somebody else if we don't have one love for ourselves.
Mm,
My gosh. My gosh.
mm.
Words to live by, dear, coming from Mr. Marcus Boyd right here on Jamaican Explosion. And I'm so glad that he stopped by here this evening to just educate us. Wow. We're getting an education today on autism and how to rise above some of the challenges. And Marcus, you're a perfect example of that. And we look forward to having you to come in and supporting you in whatever that endeavors that you are involved with, and coming into the Atlanta area. We're going to be there to support you, and I can't wait to come in and see that movie when it's done. It's I feel it's going to be a big hit.
Well, I feel that for me it's deeper than the hit part. Is I just want to touch one person. I just want
Mm,
to touch one
wow.
10-year-old or 11-year-old with autism. I want to touch one 7-year-old that may have been homeless and sleeping in abandoned buildings and houses and trash dumps in
Mm,
Atlanta. I want to touch an 8-year-old that may have been in five underground Atlanta in 5 points, just eating samples just because of this only thing that he had.
wow.
Mm, wow.
Marcus, are you sure you're not a preacher?
I'm not a preacher, no sir, no sir. I don't preach, no sir,
Oh,
no sir.
you
That's
preached
not my
on me.
field.
You preached on us a while ago. You preached.
Listen, Pastor Rob, it's all about the test in order to have
Yeah.
the testimony.
Yeah, yes,
Okay?
yes, yes,
Amen,
yes, yes.
amen,
Amen,
amen.
amen. Well, wow, what a person, what a person. And God has sent Marcus here and even dropped him by our program this evening for us just to be inspired and to inspire someone else that may be watching. Even if you're not watching now, as we play back the program during the week, somebody's going to be be touched by his words and motivated by his actions. Activists, of course, and wow, we're so proud of you. We are so proud to have you, and we'll be following you throughout the days here. Okay, Nadine.
Marcus, you have
Well,
my
if
number. Make sure you keep in touch because I definitely want to come out and support you getting your award because you're in my neighborhood.
yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
yeah.
definitely, definitely. And again, I'm honored to be on your platform, and I really definitely got to give it up to the legendary Miss Mia for even this connection. And I'm just honored because again, at the end of the day, there's plenty millions of Jamaicans who have autism, but they
Mm,
just Americanize it. But this is an international situation, and
mhm.
if I can be a help or support for any Jamaican that's going through autism or feel left out or feeling unwanted or whatever, then Miss Dixon and this program know how to reach me. You're not alone. You are supported, and somebody does care. And I love everybody who has autism or dealing with it, and there's nothing that you can do about it.
I love that. I love that. That's it. Once again, he went and he preached on me.
No, no, I didn't. No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
He preached at me again. Was ain't nothing you could do about it. Okay,
And
so
that's what we need to, Marcus, that love, that
mhm,
extra, love. So thank you for sharing all your superpowers with us today.
mhm. Okay, so we plan to have you back at some time to just follow up with you at some time, and we'll be definitely. I believe that I'll probably be out of town when you pass through, but you're passing through Nadine's area, so she'll go over and represent at that time. Okay.
You will be there, Marcus.
Yes, yes. I got
Okay.
you.
All right now. So just one last word to anyone that's autism today. One
Or
last
your
word.
parents too, you know.
Mhm.
Listen. If you have autism, if you work with somebody with autism, if you're a parent of a child or a teenager or adult with autism, understand that you are a blessing. You're a walking miracle. You're intelligent. You're incredible. You're fun. You're kind-hearted. You're loving. And don't worry about times that you may feel isolated, separated, feeling different, have an attitude, may have struggle dealing with communication or mood swings. It's okay. It's okay to move at your own pace. It's okay to create your own yes. But know that God made you for a reason and a purpose. And at the end of the day, a title will never stop who you are.
Ladies and gentlemen, Marcus Boyd for you. Thanks for stopping by, sir. Okay.
Humanitarian, musician, author, film producer, activist.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, Nadine. So that seems to have done it for us. So we're just happy to have been here with you today, and we're gonna say until next time. I'm glad that you stopped by Jamaican Explosion today, and look forward to seeing you again next week. Okay. All right. Now, as we say, walk good
All good.
until next week. Okay.